Welcome to the 2026 Annual Directors Workshop. In this training we will discuss meal pattern, MPR and menu documentation, record-keeping requirements, meal counts, claim submission and review procedures, reimbursement system, food safety, civil rights, monitoring visits, WIC resources, and there will be a short quiz at the end of the training. All images in this training are from Kid Care. Minute Menu will be discontinued in the near future. All training materials will use Kid Care moving forward. First, we will discuss the CCFP meal pattern. This slide explains the Child and Adult Care Food Program breakfast meal pattern requirements. To serve a reimbursable breakfast meal, 3 components are required: fluid milk, fruits or vegetables, and grains. For children ages 1 to 2, serve 4 fluid ounces of milk, 1/4 cup of fruits or vegetables, and 1/2 ounce equivalent of grains. For children ages 3 to 5, serve 6 fluid ounces of milk, 1/2 cup of fruits or vegetables, and 1/2 ounce equivalent of grains. For children ages 6 to 12, serve 8 fluid ounces of milk, 1/2 cup of fruits or vegetables, and 1 ounce equivalent of grains. This slide explains the Child and Adult Care Food Program breakfast meal pattern requirements. To serve a reimbursable breakfast meal, 3 components are required: fluid milk, fruits or vegetables, and grains. For children ages 1 to 2, serve 4 fluid ounces of milk, 1/4 cup of fruits or vegetables, and 1/2 ounce equivalent of grains. For children ages 3 to 5, serve 6 fluid ounces of milk, 1/2 cup of fruits or vegetables, and 1/2 ounce equivalent of grains. For children ages 6 to 12, serve 8 fluid ounces of milk, 1/2 cup of fruits or vegetables, and 1 ounce equivalent of grains. This slide explains the Child and Adult Care Food Program lunch and supper meal pattern requirements. To serve a reimbursable lunch or supper meal, 5 components are required: fluid milk, meat or meat alternates, vegetables, fruits, and grains. For children ages 1 to 2, serve 4 fluid ounces of milk, 1 ounce of lean meat, poultry, fish, tofu, or cheese, 1/8 cup of vegetables, 1/8 cup of fruit, and 1/2 ounce equivalent of grains. For children ages 3 to 5, serve 6 fluid ounces of milk, 1 and 1/2 ounces of meat or meat alternates, 1/4 cup of vegetables, 1/4 cup of fruit, and 1/2 ounce equivalent of grains. For children ages 6 to 12, serve 8 fluid ounces of milk, 2 ounces of meat or meat alternates, 1/2 cup of vegetables, 1/2 cup of fruit, and 1 ounce equivalent of grains. Examples of meat alternates include eggs, cooked dry beans or peas, peanut butter or soy nut butter, and yogurt. This slide explains the Child and Adult Care Food Program snack meal pattern requirements. To serve a reimbursable snack, select any 2 of the 5 food components: fluid milk, meat or meat alternates, vegetables, fruits, or grains. This slide reviews important endnotes for the Child and Adult Care Food Program meal patterns. Number 1. All 3 components must be served for a reimbursable meal. Offer versus serve is an option for at-risk after-school participants. Number 2. Larger portion sizes may need to be served to children ages 13 through 18 to meet their nutritional needs. Number 3. Children age 1 must be served unflavored whole milk. Children ages 2 through 5 must be served unflavored low-fat 1% or fat-free milk. Children 6 years and older may be served unflavored low-fat 1% or fat-free milk. Number 4. Pasteurized full-strength juice may only be used to meet the vegetable or fruit requirement at 1 meal, including snack, per day. KFAM does not allow juice to substitute for fruit or vegetable components for all ages. Number 5. At least 1 serving per day must be whole grain rich. Grain-based desserts do not count toward meeting the grains requirement. Number 6. Meat and meat alternates may be used to meet the entire grains requirement a maximum of 3 times per week. 1 ounce of meat and meat alternates equals 1 ounce equivalent of grains. Number 7. Refer to FNS guidance for additional information on crediting different types of grains. Number 8. Breakfast cereals must contain no more than 6 grams of sugar per dry ounce, or no more than 21.2 grams of sugar per 100 grams of dry cereal. This slide explains the CCFP infant meal patterns for breakfast, lunch, supper, and snack. For infants from birth through 5 months, breakfast, lunch, supper, and snack meals must include 4 to 6 fluid ounces of breast milk or iron-fortified formula. For infants 6 through 11 months, breakfast, lunch, or supper must include 6 to 8 fluid ounces of breast milk or formula, along with developmentally appropriate solid foods. These may include infant cereal, meat, fish, poultry, whole egg, cooked dry beans or peas, cheese, cottage cheese, or yogurt, and vegetables or fruits. Snack for infants 6 through 11 months must include 2 to 4 fluid ounces of breast milk or formula, plus either bread, crackers, infant cereal, or ready-to-eat breakfast cereal, along with vegetables or fruits. Important reminders: if formula is served, it must be iron-fortified. Yogurt must contain no more than 23 grams of total sugars per 6 ounces. Ready-to-eat breakfast cereals must contain no more than 6 grams of sugar per dry ounce. Refer to the FNS Infant Meal Pattern Training Memorandum for additional guidance on grains, breads, crackers, and combination foods. This slide explains the final rule for added sugars in the Child and Adult Care Food Program. The final rule replaces total sugar limits for breakfast cereals and yogurts with added sugar limits. The added sugars limit must be implemented by October 1, 2025. Breakfast cereals may contain no more than 6 grams of added sugars per dry ounce. Yogurt may contain no more than 12 grams of added sugars. These updated requirements help support healthier meal choices and reduce added sugar intake for participants in the CACFP program. This slide introduces the USDA added sugar worksheets available for CACFP guidance and support. The USDA Food and Nutrition Service provides worksheets to help identify breakfast cereals that are lower in added sugars. To use the worksheet, first, locate the serving size on the nutrition facts label. Next, find the added sugars amount listed in grams. Then compare the serving size to the added sugars limit shown in the chart. For example, if the serving size is between 12 and 16 grams, the cereal may contain no more than 3 grams of added sugars. If the serving size is between 26 and 30 grams, the limit is 6 grams of added sugars. For serving sizes between 31 and 35 grams, the limit is 7 grams. For serving sizes between 45 and 49 grams, the limit is 10 grams. For serving sizes between 55 and 58 grams, the limit is 12 grams. And for serving sizes between 59 and 63 grams, the limit is 13 grams. For serving sizes between 74 and 77 grams, the limit is 16 grams of added sugars. These worksheets are designed to make it easier to determine whether breakfast cereals meet CACFP added sugar requirements. For additional guidance and resources, visit the USDA website listed on the slide. This slide provides an example of where to find added sugars on a cereal nutrition facts label. Added sugars are listed on the nutrition facts label under total sugars. In this example, the cereal shown is Cheerios. To determine whether a cereal meets CACFP added sugar requirements, look for the line that says includes added sugars. For this cereal, Cheerios contains 1 gram of added sugars per 1 cup serving. This cereal meets the CACFP added sugar limit for breakfast cereals, which allows no more than 6 grams of added sugars per dry ounce. Using the nutrition facts label is an easy way to identify cereals that meet CACFP requirements and support healthier meal choices. This slide explains how to find added sugars in yogurt using the nutrition facts label and USDA guidance tables. To determine whether a yogurt meets CACFP requirements, first locate the serving size on the nutrition facts label. If the serving size is listed in ounces or grams, use the chart to identify the maximum amount of added sugars allowed. For example, a 2.25-ounce serving, or 64 grams, may contain no more than 4 grams of added sugars. A 3.5-ounce serving, or 99 grams, may contain no more than 7 grams of added sugars. A 4-ounce serving, or 113 grams, may contain no more than 8 grams of added sugars. A 5.3-ounce serving, or 150 grams, may contain no more than 10 grams of added sugars. A 6-ounce serving, or 170 grams, may contain no more than 12 grams of added sugars. And an 8-ounce serving, or 227 grams, may contain no more than 16 grams of added sugars. If the serving size says 1 container, check the front of the package to determine how many ounces or grams are in the container. These USDA worksheets help providers identify yogurt products that meet CACFP added sugar requirements and support healthier food choices. This slide provides an example of how to determine whether a yogurt product meets CACFP added sugar requirements. Step 1. Find the serving size on the package. In this example, the yogurt container size is 150 grams, or 5.3 ounces. Step 2. Use the USDA added sugars chart to determine the maximum amount of added sugars allowed. For a serving size of 150 grams, or 5.3 ounces, the yogurt may contain no more than 10 grams of added sugars per container. Step 3. Compare the nutrition facts label to the limit. This yogurt contains 9 grams of added sugars per container. Because 9 grams is below the 10-gram limit, this yogurt meets the CACFP added sugars requirement. The slide also highlights that cane sugar is considered an added sugar. Added sugars are sugars and syrups added during processing or preparation, such as cane sugar, corn syrup, honey, or agave syrup. Using the nutrition facts label and USDA worksheets can help providers identify yogurt products that meet CCFP standards and support healthier meal options. This slide highlights an important reminder about the WIC-approved food list. Anything listed on the WIC food list is creditable and meets WIC nutrition standards. The California WIC-authorized food list shopping guide includes approved breakfast cereals and other food items that meet program requirements. If a cereal or yogurt is on the WIC list, it is considered creditable for CCFP meal service. Providers should still use the added sugar limits to help choose the best options for children. Choosing products that meet both WIC standards and CCFP added sugar guidelines helps support healthier meals and snacks for participants. This slide explains how to identify whole grain products for CCFP meal service. Whole grains contain all three parts of the grain kernel: the bran, germ, and endosperm. Whole grains provide important nutrients including fiber, vitamins, and minerals. When reading a food label, look for the word whole as the first ingredient, such as whole wheat or whole grain oats. You can also look for the 100% whole grain stamp on the front of the package. Examples of whole grain products include wheat thins, goldfish crackers made with whole grain, Triscuit crackers, and Original Sun chips. Be a smart shopper by avoiding products that list enriched flour as the first ingredient. Also avoid products that list sugars or syrups, such as cane sugar, brown sugar, corn syrup, honey, or agave syrup, as one of the first few ingredients. Some products that may appear healthy, such as Nutri-Grain bars, Nature Valley Crunchy bars, Belvita biscuits, and some breakfast biscuits, may not meet whole grain-rich requirements. Remember, at least one serving per day across all eating occasions must be whole grain-rich. Grain-based desserts do not count toward the grains requirement. For additional information about whole grains, visit choosemyplate.gov/wholegrains. Next we will discuss MPR and menu documentation. This slide explains the first step in completing a menu production record, or MPR, before estimated attendance is entered. This sample shows a non-infant menu production record. Step 1. Start by entering your planned menu only. List all foods and beverages that will be served for each meal or snack. Step 2. Estimated attendance has not been entered yet. At this stage, the attendance fields remain blank. Step 3. Quantities are not calculated yet. The quantity needed and quantity prepared sections will be completed later after attendance numbers are entered. The sample shown includes meal sections for AM snack, lunch, and dinner, along with required serving sizes by age group. This is an important first step before completing the full menu production record. Accurate menu planning helps ensure meals meet CCFP meal pattern requirements and supports proper documentation for reimbursement. This slide explains how to add estimated attendance in the menu production record system. Step 1. Click the Estimate Attendance button located at the top right of the screen. Step 2. Select the correct date for the menu you are preparing. Step 3. Enter the estimated attendance by age group for each meal service. This includes breakfast, snacks, lunch, dinner, and any additional meal periods. Be sure to enter attendance for the appropriate age categories, including infants, children, teens, and adults if applicable. Step 4. After entering the attendance numbers, click Apply Today to save the estimated attendance information. Entering estimated attendance allows the system to calculate the projected food quantities needed for meal preparation and helps ensure accurate menu production records. This slide explains the menu production record after estimated attendance has been entered. Step 1. Estimated attendance has now been added to the menu production record. The attendance numbers are entered by age group for each meal service, including snack, lunch, and dinner. Step 2. Once attendance is entered, the system automatically calculates the quantities needed for each menu item based on CCFP serving size requirements. These calculations help determine the amount of food and milk needed to serve participants. Step 3. Review the calculated quantities before preparing meals. This helps ensure enough food is available for all participants while reducing waste. Step 4. After meal service, enter the actual quantities prepared into the menu production record. Recording actual quantities prepared helps maintain accurate documentation and supports CCFP compliance and reimbursement requirements. Remember, quantities needed per estimated attendance are calculated automatically by the system. This slide explains important requirements for completing your menu production record, or MPR, and documenting menus accurately. Daily menus for children must include several important details. First, include the date and all food items served for each meal component. Second, document any substitutions made to the planned menu. Third, identify which food item each day meets the whole grain-rich requirement. Fourth, list the type of milk served to each age group. If the menu is available to the public and includes additional information about the CACFP, the non-discrimination statement must also be included. In addition, centers must include the serving size provided to each age group for every food item served. Accurate menu documentation is important for CACFP compliance, supports proper meal service records, and helps ensure reimbursement requirements are met. Now let's move into the topic of record keeping. This slide reviews important CCFP documents that must be maintained for program compliance. Required documents include the Meal Benefit Form, or MBF, the Child Enrollment Form, also called the CEA, the Meal Count Report, or MC, the Menu and Menu Production Record, known as the MPR, and sign-in and sign-out sheets. These documents are essential for documenting participation, meal service, and eligibility requirements within the Child and Adult Care Food Program. Please remember, all CCFP documents must be retained for 3 years plus the current year. Maintaining complete and accurate records helps ensure compliance with program requirements and supports successful audits and reviews. Continuing with important CCFP documents that must be maintained for compliance and record keeping. Additional required documents include temperature logs, child nutrition, or CN labels, receipts and semi-annual finance reports, personal activity reports, also known as PARs, medical forms, decline forms, and milk substitute request forms. These records help document food safety, meal service requirements, financial accountability, and participant accommodations within the Child and Adult Care Food Program. Please remember, all CCFP documents must be retained for 3 years plus the current year. Maintaining organized and accurate records is essential for program compliance and successful monitoring reviews. This slide reviews important requirements for enrollment documents and pending children in kid care. Original Meal Benefit Forms, or MBFS, and Child Enrollment Applications, also called CEAs, must be received by the claim due date. If the original documents are not received by the claim due date, the meals will not be reimbursed. When a child enrolls at a center, please email the MBF and CEA in PDF format as soon as possible. Children may appear in pending status within kid care until enrollment documents are processed and approved. If a child remains in pending status for more than 10 working days from the initial enrollment, and the original documents have already been mailed or dropped off, please contact our office for assistance. Submitting documents promptly helps avoid delays in reimbursement and ensures accurate enrollment records. This slide introduces a new process in kid care that allows centers to begin enrolling new children directly in the system. Centers are now responsible for entering and managing child enrollments in kid care to help improve efficiency and reduce processing delays. To enroll a child, first click on the Children tab, then select List Children. Next, click Add manually to begin creating a new enrollment record. Be sure to select the correct classroom and carefully review all information entered before continuing. Once all required information is completed, click Next to proceed with the enrollment process. Please note that children enrolled in kid care will remain in pending status until the original enrollment forms are received by KFAM. Entering enrollments accurately and promptly will help ensure children are active in the system and eligible for meal reimbursement. If you need assistance with this process, our office can provide one-on-one training and support to help your center get started. This slide explains the required documentation needed to support CACFP claims. To ensure claims are valid and reimbursable, centers must maintain accurate and complete documentation. The first area is participant eligibility. This documentation verifies which children are enrolled and eligible to participate in the program. The second area is meal eligibility. This ensures that meals served meet CACFP meal pattern requirements and are claimable for reimbursement. The third area is agency and facility eligibility. This confirms that the center is properly approved and authorized to participate in CACFP. Maintaining organized and accurate records is essential for successful monitoring reviews, claim approval, and ongoing program compliance. Now that we've reviewed the required documentation needed to support CACFP claims, the next topic we will discuss is meal counts. This slide reviews important meal count requirements for CACFP compliance. Meal counts must always be recorded at the time of service. This means meals should be counted as children are served, not before or after the meal service has ended. Centers may use a point-of-service system, also known as POS, to accurately track meals served to enrolled participants. Meal count forms must also be printed on or before the first meal service of the week. In addition, meal count reports must include the names of all enrolled children in the classroom or center. Accurate meal counts are critical because they support reimbursement claims and help verify that meals were served properly to eligible participants. This slide reviews additional important meal count requirements for CACFP. First, meal counts may not exceed the center's licensed capacity. Centers must always ensure that attendance and meal counts remain within approved enrollment and licensing limits. Attendance records and point-of-service meal counts are also separate records and should be completed at different times. Attendance tracks when children are present, while point-of-service meal counts document meals served during meal service. It is important to remember that only certain meal combinations may be claimed for reimbursement each day. A participant may be claimed for 2 meals and 1 snack, or 2 snacks and 1 meal per day. Accurate meal count documentation helps ensure compliance, prevents overclaiming, and supports successful reimbursement claims. This slide explains how to print a meal count report in Kid Care. First, on the left side menu, click Reports. Next, select a category. Choose Meals and Attendance, which is the 4th option in the category list. Then, click Select a Report. Choose Weekly Attendance plus Meal Count Report, which is the 3rd option. After selecting the report, choose the correct week you would like to print. Finally, click the green Run button to generate the report. Remember, meal count reports must be printed on or before the first meal service of the week and should include the names of all enrolled children. This slide reviews important point-of-service requirements for CACFP meal counts. There are 3 main rules for point-of-service meal counts. First, point-of-service meal counts must be taken during meal service, at the time meals are served to children. Second, there must be a point-of-service meal count taken for every claimed meal service. Third, attendance records or sign-in sheets cannot be used to determine or calculate meal counts. Meal counts must be recorded separately at the point of service. To support meals claimed for reimbursement, centers must maintain accurate documentation, including attendance records, required meal counts, and daily dated menus. Accurate documentation helps ensure meals are claimable, supports reimbursement, and protects your program during reviews and audits. Let's move into the next important step, the claim submission and review procedure. This process helps ensure that all records are complete, accurate, and submitted on time so centers can receive reimbursement without delays. We'll walk through each step, from preparing your records to final approval and payment. This slide reviews the claim submission and review procedure for CACFP. Step 1. Record the date the claim and all claim documents are received. Step 2. Verify that the original meal benefit forms, or MBFS, and child enrollment applications, also known as CEAs, have been received. Step 3. Add or withdraw children as needed to ensure enrollment records are accurate and up to date. Step 4. Print the meal count report, also called the MCR. Step 5. Reconcile sign-in sheets with the meal count report and disallow any meals or snacks that are not claimable. Following these procedures carefully helps ensure accurate claims, proper reimbursement, and compliance with CACFP requirements. CACFP claim submission deadline. Claims for the previous month are due by the 5th calendar day of each month. For example, meals served in one month must be submitted no later than the 5th calendar day of the following month. It is very important to submit claims on time each month to avoid delays in reimbursement processing. Late claim submissions may delay payment and could impact your center's reimbursement timeline. Centers should make sure all required documents, meal counts, and supporting records are completed and reviewed before submitting their claim. The next topic we will discuss is the reimbursement system. In this section, we will review how the reimbursement system works from claim submission to payment distribution. Each month, KFAM submits approved claims to CDSS by the required deadline. Once submitted, CDSS reviews and processes the claims. Please note that CDSS may take up to 45 working days, or longer, to issue reimbursement funds. After KFAM receives the reimbursement check from CDSS, our finance team deposits the funds and prepares reimbursement payments for each center. The executive director or division director then reviews and signs the checks and direct deposits. KFAM will send reimbursement payments within 5 working days after receiving the reimbursement funds from CDSS. Understanding this process can help centers better plan and manage reimbursement expectations each month. Now that we've reviewed the reimbursement process, let's move into another very important part of the CACFP program, food safety. Food safety plays a critical role in protecting the health and well-being of the children in your care. Following proper food handling procedures helps prevent foodborne illness, ensures meals are safe to serve, and keeps centers in compliance with CACFP requirements. In this next section, we will review safe food handling practices, proper food temperatures, maintaining a clean environment, and following required food safety guidelines to support healthy children and stronger communities. In this section, we'll review important food safety practices and common risks to watch out for in your center. Food safety starts with 4 key steps: clean, separate, cook, and chill. Always wash hands and surfaces often, keep raw foods separated from cooked foods, cook foods to the correct temperatures, and refrigerate foods promptly to prevent bacteria growth. We will also discuss food recalls and outbreaks, how to use food safety charts, and ways to keep food safe during storage, preparation, and service. Understanding food poisoning and who may be most at risk, especially young children, is very important in childcare settings. By following proper food safety practices every day, centers can help protect children, staff, and families from preventable illness. This slide reviews the importance of maintaining a refrigerator and freezer temperature log as part of your food safety procedures. Each center should post the refrigerator and freezer temperature log in a visible and easily accessible location for staff. Temperatures should be checked and recorded daily to ensure food is stored safely. Refrigerators must be kept at 41 degrees Fahrenheit or below, and freezers must remain at 0 degrees Fahrenheit or below. Monitoring temperatures regularly helps prevent food spoilage and reduces the risk of foodborne illness. Staff should record the date, time, temperature, and initials on the log each day. If temperatures fall outside the safe range, corrective action should be taken immediately and documented in the comments section. Keeping accurate temperature logs helps centers stay compliant with food safety requirements and ensures meals served to children remain safe and healthy. This slide is an important reminder that refrigerator logs are mandatory for all centers participating in CCFP. Centers must record both refrigerator and freezer temperatures every day and keep the logs updated consistently. Daily temperature monitoring helps ensure food is stored safely and remains within the required temperature range. All refrigerator logs should be kept in the kitchen and attached to the refrigerator or posted nearby in an area that is easy for staff and monitors to locate. Maintaining accurate and up-to-date refrigerator logs is an essential part of food safety compliance and helps protect the health of the children in your care. This slide provides a helpful resource for centers to stay updated on the latest food safety information and alerts. Foodsafety.gov is a trusted website that offers important updates on food recalls, outbreaks, safe food handling practices, temperature guidelines, and food poisoning prevention. Centers are encouraged to regularly visit this website to stay informed about current food safety concerns that may affect the food served in your program. The website also includes food safety charts, storage recommendations, and helpful guidance for protecting children and staff from foodborne illness. For the latest food safety information, please visit www.foodsafety.gov. Next, we will discuss civil rights and the important role it plays in the child care food program. This section focuses on civil rights and complaint procedures within the child care food program. All centers participating in CCFP are required to follow civil rights regulations to ensure that every child and family is treated fairly and respectfully without discrimination. Civil rights protections apply to all program services and benefits, including meal access, communication, and participation opportunities. Centers must also understand the proper procedures for handling complaints related to discrimination. This program is committed to ensuring equal access and fair treatment for every child and family participating in CCFP. Federal civil rights laws protect individuals from discrimination based on protected classes such as race, color, sex, age, disability, national origin, ethnicity, religion, and other protected identities. All centers receiving CCFP funding must provide program benefits in a non-discriminatory manner and ensure that services are accessible to everyone. This also includes compliance with the Americans with Disabilities Act, or ADA. Children and families with disabilities must have equal access to meals, services, and participation opportunities. Reasonable accommodations should be provided when needed to support inclusion and accessibility. Remember, civil rights is not only about compliance, it is about creating a respectful, welcoming, and inclusive environment for all families we serve. If a participant, parent, or staff member believes discrimination has occurred, they have the right to file a civil rights complaint. Complaints should be taken seriously and reported immediately. They may be submitted to your monitor, manager, executive director, or directly to the appropriate government agencies. At KFAM, our civil rights coordinator is Catherine Yom, and all complaints are handled promptly and confidentially. KFAM will conduct an immediate investigation into all reported concerns, and any necessary corrective action will be taken. Most importantly, retaliation against anyone who files a complaint is strictly prohibited. Every individual has the right to voice concerns without fear of punishment or discrimination. Our goal is to maintain a safe, respectful, and inclusive environment for all children, families, and staff participating in the program. This and Justice for All poster is a required civil rights posting for all CACFP participating centers. The poster must be displayed in a visible area where meals are served and where parents, staff, and visitors can easily see it. Its purpose is to inform participants of their civil rights and explain how to file a discrimination complaint if needed. Centers may print the poster directly from the USDA website or request a copy from KFAM if assistance is needed. Please make sure the poster remains posted at all times and is not covered or removed, as this is a required part of CACFP compliance. Monitoring visits are an important part of the CACFP program and help ensure that centers remain compliant with program requirements throughout the year. KFAM conducts 3 required monitoring visits each year between January and December. These visits are unannounced and are conducted during your normal hours of operation, specifically during meal service times. Each visit must occur at different times and in different months throughout the year to provide a complete review of program operations. During these visits, monitors will review meal service procedures, attendance records, meal counts, menus, refrigerator logs, enrollment forms, and other required CACFP documents. It is very important that all records are kept on-site, organized, and readily available for review by representatives from KFAM, CDSS, or USDA. Monitoring visits are not meant to penalize centers, they are an opportunity to provide support, technical assistance, and ensure centers are successfully operating the program according to CACFP guidelines. Another valuable resource available to families is the WIC program, Women, Infants, and Children. WIC provides nutrition support and healthy food benefits for pregnant women, new mothers, infants, and children up to age 5. Families enrolled in WIC may receive nutritious foods, nutrition education, breastfeeding support, and referrals to healthcare and community services. As child care providers, you may come across families who could benefit from these services. Sharing WIC information with families can help support healthier children, stronger families, and better access to important community resources. If families are interested, they can contact their local WIC office or visit the California WIC website for more information and eligibility assistance. Programs like CACFP and WIC work together to help ensure children receive healthy meals and strong nutritional support both at home and in child care settings. Families can learn more about WIC services and eligibility by visiting the California WIC website shown here. The website provides information about available benefits, nutrition support, breastfeeding resources, and how to apply for the program. Families can also access the WIC shopping guide, which helps identify approved WIC food items and explains how benefits can be used when shopping. These resources are available online and can be helpful for both families and providers who want to better understand the nutrition support available through WIC. This slide highlights another helpful online resource for WIC information through the California Department of Public Health website. Families and providers can visit this website to find updates, nutrition resources, approved food lists, local agency information, breastfeeding support, and program announcements. The site also provides important alerts and guidance related to infant formula availability, health updates, and community services available to WIC families. These online resources can help families stay informed and connected to support programs that promote healthy growth and development for young children. This slide highlights additional USDA nutrition resources that can help centers plan healthy, CACFP-compliant meals and menus. The Team Nutrition website offers standardized recipes, multicultural meal ideas, snack and breakfast options, and recipe videos specifically designed for CACFP programs. These resources can help centers introduce nutritious, child-friendly meals while meeting meal pattern requirements and serving a variety of culturally diverse foods. The recipes are standardized, easy to follow, and developed to support healthy growth and development for children. Providers are encouraged to explore these free online tools for new menu ideas, nutrition education resources, and meal planning support. This slide provides several trusted nutrition and menu planning resources that centers can use to support CACFP meal planning and compliance. The USDA Food Buying Guide is one of the most important tools available. It helps centers determine the correct food quantities needed to meet CACFP meal pattern requirements and portion sizes. The USDA Food and Nutrition Service website also offers nutrition education materials, menu planning guidance, and additional CACFP resources. Other helpful resources, such as the Idaho Menu Toolkit and Healthy Kids, Healthy Future, provide recipe ideas, healthy menu suggestions, and wellness support for child care programs. When using outside resources, Always remember that USDA.gov resources should be used as your primary reference for official CCFP guidance and requirements. These tools can help centers improve menu variety, support healthy eating habits, and ensure meals remain reimbursable and compliant with program standards. To obtain your 2026 annual training certificate, center directors or staff must complete the quiz using the links provided on the slide. For the English quiz, please use the English SurveyMonkey link. For the Korean quiz, please use the Korean SurveyMonkey link. After successfully passing the quiz, a certificate and workshop folder will be mailed directly to your center. Please note that each participant has up to 3 attempts to pass the quiz. If you do not complete or pass the quiz within the allowed attempts, you will be required to attend an in-person training at Korean American Family Services, or KFAM. Thank you for participating in the 2026 Annual Directors Workshop. If you have any questions or comments regarding the Child Care Food Program, please contact Christine Chu.